Good, happy Thursday morning, February 11, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Thursday morning, so let's begin. First up, we're going to begin with your COVID-19 updates. Let's take a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. And here's a look at those COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. 68,918 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. There are 1,109 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire and 159 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And that is a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. Seven more Granite Staters die of COVID-19 as data shows rate of infectious slowing. Cases, hospitalizations continue to decline. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Winter weather has arrived, and Beltate's Building Supply is here to help you get through it. Shop one of our 9 locations safely, order by phone, or shop online at Beltates.com. We offer in-store or curbside pickup and free delivery. Count on Beltate's Building Supply this winter.
And now to the new coronavirus numbers here in the state. There are 374 new cases today. Active cases are down to 3,142. 142 people are hospitalized right now, and there are 7 new deaths tonight.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Sununu to propose tens of millions of dollars in tax cuts in budget address. Reduction in rooms and meals, business enterprise, interest in dividends, taxes, key components of Thursday's rollout. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Winter weather has arrived, and Beltate's Building Supply is here to help you get through it. Shop one of our 9 locations safely, order by phone, or shop online at Beltates.com. We offer in-store or curbside pickup and free delivery. Count on Beltate's Building Supply this winter.
We've learned that tomorrow the governor will propose across-the-board tax cuts, a decrease in the meals and rooms tax from 9% to 8.5%, a cut in the business enterprise tax from 0.6% to 0.55%, while raising the filing threshold for that tax, known as the BET, to an enterprise value tax base of $250,000. The governor's office says this will exempt some 30,000 small businesses from paying the BET. Another big one is a proposed phase-out of the state's interest and dividends tax over the next 5 years, with a full repeal by 2026. Some of these ideas are already being discussed in the legislature, and the House and the Senate will have a lot of say in how this gets put together. And Democratic opposition, particularly on cutting taxes on investment income, is likely to be fierce. In addition, the governor has also indicated that state aid will be on the way to towns and cities to help try and defray some of the potential property tax increases that are expected amid the pandemic. Reporting in Concord, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. CDC releases study saying wearing 2 masks may more effectively prevent spread. Local health leaders weighed in. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Capsule.
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 Capsule saves me money on prescriptions.
Capsule took care of my insurance.
Capsule delivered my meds to my doorstep.
Some on the front lines, like incident manager Scott Schuler, are wearing 2 masks to keep COVID-19 out.
I've been double masking for about 2.5 weeks now.
He says he does it for the better filtration and a tighter fit. And today, the CDC announcing a lab test using dummies found that exposure to potentially infectious aerosols, like those that could transmit coronavirus from one person to another, decreased by about 95% when both were wearing tight-fitting masks.
It's just one part. It's just one possible tool.
On a call with school nurses today, state health leaders said the CDC study is based on lab research and not real-world research.
The data now is showing, masks that are better fitted, multiple layers, are preferred and recommended.
Dr. Kevin DeRozier, Chief Medical Officer for Acute Care Services at the Elliott, says there are several factors in choosing the right mask. First, being fit, making sure there are no gaps on the sides or around your nose. Second, construction of the mask. Multi-layered masks are recommended. A nose wire is also important to shape the mask to your face.
And then the last part that the CDC recommends, again, we agree with, is for better fit and more protection, you can double up on masks. So you can wear a disposable mask directly against your face with a cloth mask over it.
Now, if you're wondering whether your cloth mask is the right one, Dr. DeRozier, who you just saw there, said you can hold your mask up to a bright light, and if you can see light shining through that, it may not have enough layers. He says recommendations like this one by the CDC today just continue to protect people and urge them to wear those masks when out in public. Reporting live tonight, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. State AG warns about scam vaccine calls. There's no way to pay to skip vaccine line, officials say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Does your boiler or furnace vent into your chimney? The majority of chimney flues in New Hampshire are actually used to vent oil and gas.
Like with any true scam, thieves take advantage of demand, confusion, and frustration. A lot of the very things we're seeing surrounding COVID vaccinations. Brendan Garrod, chief of New Hampshire's Protection and Antitrust Bureau, says this climate is ripe for trouble.
These are the common red flags that we see in scams across all industries and across all points in time.
State vaccine schedulers will be reaching out to Granite Staters when it's time to make an appointment for your shot. You can expect a call at some point, and the nature of that call will be very straightforward.
They're never going to be asking anybody for a bank account number, for a social security number, for a credit card number, to go out and purchase gift certificates, anything like that. If the person on the call is pushing the consumer to provide that type of information, that's a red flag.
And if you get a call with the promise to get to the head of the line,
everybody wants to get a vaccine as quickly as possible.
Consider it a scam.
There is currently no ability to pay money or to skip the line. There's no ability to, put a deposit to secure your vaccine.
Garrod says if something seems suspicious, it's always a good idea to do a little research. Check the state's COVID response site online or even ask to call back. I'm Nicole Lally, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on sorry about that, everyone. Hold on. There you go on that video and that report. And take a look at this report from our Seacoast Barrington town correspondent for the Riley King Network, Nikki. Take a look at this. Oyster River High School will be going back to in-person school. Oyster River High School will be going back to in-person school instruction 2 days per week for students as of March 8th. Students will occupy the building for 4 days, dependent on their alphabet grouping, to keep numbers at half capacity for social distancing purposes, equating to 2 days per week of in-person instruction for individual students. The hybrid model still has students learning remote for the majority of the week. If COVID cases are identified with positive tests, the new requirement is a 10-day quarantine for anyone within 6 feet, masked or unmasked, for a total of 10 cumulative hours of contact. And there you go on that report from our Seacoast Barrington Town correspondent, Nikki. Thank you for that report. And key takeaways from day 2 of Trump's second impeachment trial. House impeachment managers on Wednesday argued that former President Donald Trump spent months framing supporters to storm the Capitol on January 6 in a last-ditch effort to overturn the election results after failed attempts to compel local, state, and federal law enforcement and election officials to do so. They also used never-before-seen Capitol security footage of senators, House members, and former Vice President Pence fleeing the chamber during the riot to transport lawmakers back to that momentum when many of them were fearing for their lives. While many Republican senators were moved and angered by the videos and praised the work of the House managers, few Republicans seemed willing to agree with Democrats' main point that Trump was secretly responsible for what unfolded at the Capitol last month. Here are 5 key takeaways from the managers' first day of arguments. Let's take a look. First key takeaway: it could have been worse. Your second takeaway: Pence, the pirate. Your third key takeaway: can't miss these tweets. Your fourth key takeaway: Democrats pull punches as they work to persuade GOP senators. And your fifth key takeaway: few new Republicans single openness to managers' argument. And that is a look at your 5 key takeaways from yesterday's impeachment trial. And we'll be sure to bring you more coverage of this as it continues. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.